Hello, everybody in the webinar. Good to see you here. It's Francesca Moy, and I'm coming to you live from my office, not the usual office, just upstairs office today. And I'm very excited today because this is a first. I have not interviewed someone on my webinar, I think actually ever. And so I'm very excited to introduce you an amazing entrepreneur and business owner that has been taking things to a whole new level and has been one of the clients that everybody wants to have, right? The dream client that follows everything you tell them and more. So we're going to show you today how to take your business to the next level, and I'm going to introduce to you one person that also believe that their business is a 3D printer of your thoughts. I live by this quote. I love this quote. I've created this quote because I believe that is so true. If we don't work on our business, trust me, you guys, you need to work on your mindset in business. There's no way around it. And this person, more than anyone, knows about it because that's what she teaches. So here we go. Diane McKendrick, 5 mistakes in business. Diane.
Hi, everybody.
How you doing?
Yeah, excellent. I'm really excited to be here to share, like I said earlier, my mistakes in business. After having a little think about this and looking into it, I realized, and talking to some other entrepreneurs, we actually all do very similar things. So if we can help you out and take you to the next level through this webinar, I'll be very happy.
I know. I'm so excited to do this webinar. This style is a different way to do it, and let's have a look how many tips we can share. We're more than happy to have you interacting with us and asking questions. So if you are watching in the webinar, make sure that you click on the question box into your control panel, and you're going to be able to ask us questions in there. Now, I would like to introduce you to beautiful Diane my way. So Diane, in the left-hand side of this photo, you can see her and I in September 2018, Diane, when you joined the Mafia Academy. Isn't that a cute photo?
That's like when we first met.
Yes, that's when we first met, and when you decided to join the family, the Mafia family, which is so cute, so exciting. So we had to, I had to share this photo because I feel that when people grow their business and they grow their mindset together with the business, they actually face changes. And I feel that both my face and yours are completely different in this photo, and it just blows my mind. When I found it before, I was like, I have to share this photo.
I love it. It is. It's very cute, and we look like different people. Absolutely different people.
I know, it's insane. Okay, so this is Diane, literally a year and a couple of months later, with so many results and so many things that happen into your business since you joined the Mafia. So I wanted to show people like all the success and all the things that you have had since you joined the Mafia. And obviously, we don't take the credit of everything that happened to you. You have done it. You have put that in action. You've done other courses, you've done things, and all together, everything together, it has grown and exploded everything. Now there's people here that wanted to see, I know you guys, if you want to see the photo, you need to join the webinar and you need to come along in there. So hopefully my team can post for you the webinar link so you can join us there, because we're not going to be live on this for much longer because I want to concentrate and make sure that
I've got some people on my live that also want to see the photos, so they can get the webinar link from. If someone's watching, pop it on my page too, and then all you people can jump on so you can see these photos of our faces.
Yeah, I know everybody's asking for the photo, so you guys join the webinar and so that you can see it. Hopefully, if one of my team can give me a thumb up that you are watching, you are helping us, you are going to post that would be amazing. All right, let's go. So here we go. So I wanted to have a little bit of a summary, Diane, of what has happened to the business since you have worked with us, and what results have you got. Let's go.
Okay, well, basically, where do I start? Because I was such a shy, timid, scared little thing the first time I walked into a half-day workshop. And since I've started working with you, Francesca, it has absolutely blown my mind. Like, I'm coming and seeing the photos of a year ago when I first started my first meetup, and I was so nervous and I was petrified, I was scared, I didn't know how to do things. And I've been able to grow my business now to a sustainable and regular, like 25 grand a month, which just seemed outrageous, crazy, impossible. And Yeah, I remember seeing a photo of a friend of mine actually up on the thing, and it on the half day workshop, and it said that they were making 20, 30 grand a month, and I just was like, oh, that just seems so impossible. I would love to do that one day. How long is that going to take me? 1 year, 2 years, 5 years? And in my head, I was like, yeah, probably impossible. I don't know if I'll ever get there. But then the mindset, it was like, well, if she can do it, I can do it as well. I'm very coachable. I'm open. So yeah, in terms of income, it's just been amazing, beyond my wildest dreams. And one of the coolest things is this is just the start. This is just the first year. So I have also published my first book, which has gone global, all over the world, helping thousands of women globally. So the name of my book, if you're interested, is Rise Up, The Soulful Guide to Success. And I hadn't met Francesca before I wrote, but before I wrote it, and I spoke it out the other day, and I was thinking, oh my gosh, who is this woman? I feel like a complete different person. So that book has gone global, helping people all over the world. I have just finished recording it. So I now have my audio book available as from next week. So that happened really quickly as well. I've released my jewelry line, a customized jewelry line. And all this has been a result of running my events as I was taught with the Mafia, the funnel, getting some clarity, which we're going to talk about later, and putting bums on seats. The first retreat that I ran sold out. And now I've been able to take the retreat from, you know, just something that I was doing as a side hobby to expanding it, where people are coming into state now to come and attend my events. And even a few calls this week from people internationally that want to come and attend my retreats. Like,
Amazing.
this is what the dreams are made of, right?
I love it. I love it. And that's the thing, like all these results are happening because of all the work that you're putting. Now, we've got some people that are being impatient here going, what are the 5 mistakes? What are the 5 mistakes? You guys, if you just joined, we just started. It's been started only for 7 minutes, and we've been telling the story of Diane, of her journey. So one of the things that we need to talk about before we go into the mistakes is the why you need to listen to us, why you need to listen to the results that, you know, that Diane had, so that we can show you the mistakes, so you can actually listen up, right? So in the next 60 minutes, we're going to show you how you can leverage social media without using any Facebook and paid advertising, any Facebook paid advertising. What does that mean? Is that Diane has filled up her retreat, filled up her workshop. She's got $25,000 a month without spending a cent in advertising. And that's what I have done in my business until I got to a very high 6-figure business, and it's possible for every single person. We see a lot of people doing Facebook advertising, and we don't believe that it's necessary until your business is in a high 6-figure. We're going to show you how to go fierce and be seen on social media, be yourself, not to fake it until you make it. Don't believe in that stuff. We're going to show you why your path to success is different to everyone else. So we're going to show you how Diane has followed my strategy, but has made it her own, has made my strategy her own, so that now she's following her own path, not my path. And that is super important, because a lot of the time as business owners and we coaches and teachers, we expect people to do things exactly like we tell them, but they have to go and test and measure. They have to go and change things. So this is what we're going to show you, how Diane has tweaked a couple of things and made it her own. We're going to show you how to stand out in business and have clients come to you. Yes, you don't have to chase people. All you need to do is just have clients come to you like Diane is doing, and it's just so exciting to see and to watch her doing it. We're going to show you an example like Diane's of people that are succeeding on social media, but letting social media controlling their life without letting social media controlling their life. So if this sounds like you, that you're confused about the right and wrong way to use Facebook, you're not sure, you're struggling to convert people from your social media posts, you're going, is this real? People really make money from Facebook? But you feel like your posts are not reaching anybody, and you feel like, what is a waste of time, all these things that I'm doing. If you're tired of having no one showing up to your workshops, and you feel embarrassed to even put another workshop up there because you don't know if anyone is going to show up. If you're sick of having to come up with content ongoing, and you want to find a really good way to have a funnel that works, then no time for social media, and you want your business to not be a chore and actually be fun again, then you are in the right place. This is totally the right place for you. And we really want to show you how we're doing this, how we've done that. And we want to start straight away with the amazing 5 mistakes that we've seen that Diane was doing before she joined the mafia, and what is now, how has that changed her life completely. So mistake number one, are you ready, Diane?
Oh, I was born ready, baby. Let's do this.
I love it. All right, number one is not having clarity around your marketing funnel. So can you please tell me a little bit of how was your marketing funnel before you joined the mafia, and how simple is it now?
Firstly, I'd like to say, what marketing funnel? I didn't even know what the words meant. I was so confused when I first heard someone talking about that. And I was like, a funnel? You pour something into the top of it and something comes out of the bottom? I was so confused. So basically what I had was all these incredible, amazing ideas that I'd written down on Post-it notes and stuck all over my whiteboard. So my whiteboard was just this like complete, utter, very colourful mess of all these incredible, amazing ideas. And what would happen for me is I would start one of them and I'd do a little bit and I would make maybe a little bit of money. I would help a few people, but then that would go by the wayside, and then I'd put something else on top, and then I'd be doing this, and then I would be doing that. I was run ragged, I was tired, and I was completely just wanting so much to help people and so inspired by the little million Post-it notes, but I just could not make it work. There was no consistency. It was really tricky. So not having clarity around the marketing funnel for me, it was basically, yeah, just like a pinballing all over the place and not really accomplishing or achieving anything. So yeah. Marketing funnels.
Absolutely. And so what do you do? And like, you know, when people tell you that and you ask the question, hey, excuse me, what do you do? And people tell you, oh, I do a few things, and they've got 2,000 products and 2,000 services, and you can't even follow when they're telling you, right? Tell me a little bit about your funnel now. How does that look like? What do you say when people tell you, what do you do?
So what I do is I remind people of their power. I bring people home to their human vessel. And now with your help, I've been able to create three very simple, succinct, clear funnels. So guys, it started with the meetups and the physical things, which initially I was petrified to do. So I was running vision board events, I was running dream catcher events, I was making $50 here, $100 there. And it was quite funny now that I look back on it. And I had so much resistance when Francesca first told me, you need a funnel and you need to narrow it down, just one thing at the top. Let's start with one thing. And I was like, who is this lady? I don't know if you're like, anyway, I believed her because I'm very coachable, and I just narrowed it down. So now my funnel is, I have three because I've been doing this for a year now, but it took time. It took time to master the first, oh, I just got goosebumps. Master the first funnel, and then your clients will ask you for the next thing. So I did the physical, I did the events, I got up and spoke in front of people, I was guest speaking, I went on national tour, so many amazing things in the physical, because that's what I wanted. I wanted to be able to reach people and light up their life and remind them of their power. Then I listened to what people want, and they were wanting a few little products here and there, something to brand and bring them to their truth and presence when I was away or with my family. So I created a merchandise funnel, which I inserted in. Initially, I didn't know to do this, but Francesca helped me explain to me, when people first come and meet you, they don't want your stuff. You have to build rapport. They have to trust you, which I do very naturally, and I'm sure all you do as well. So yeah, slowly work my way down the funnel. I've just recently moved over to and remember, guys, this is in a year, like just 12 months, 13 months. I've just recently moved over. So I went one-on-one, and then I had the physical events, and now I've moved over to online, which was an absolute dream. I was thinking like maybe 5 years I'd be able to do it. But because of the clarity and the simplicity of the funnel, it just gives me direction, and I wake up and I look at it, I have it written on my board, and I follow the next step, and I create the next thing, and just take it step by step.
Yeah, a lot of people think that the funnel is, you know, this thing that you get people through, and it's like bad and it's negative, and it's like, you know, pushing people through the funnel. Like, what would you say when someone is resistant to creating marketing funnel?
That was me. You're just explaining me right here. So I was like, funnel, I don't even like that word. I'm a hippie. I like all the intention and this and the feeling of things. And I was like, funnel, and it felt like I was pushing through. So I changed the language around it. But now it's very natural to me because I sat and visualized it. And now I ask myself, this is the key question. We call it a funnel because everyone knows what I'm talking about. But I ask myself, what can I do to nurture this person to help them to the next area of their life? And when I answer that question, the answer to my funnel, like the next part of my funnel is it. So I changed the word sort of funnel and pushing people through, which that might work for some people. That's not my nature, and it's certainly not Francesca either. So I just say, how can I nurture someone through? And there was so much like naming the people and feeling the people and knowing where you're at just gave me so much clarity around what you need next. How can I nurture you to that next spot? So if you're an entrepreneur and you need some clarity around that, yeah, just how can you help that person to the next level? Really beautiful way to do it.
Yeah, amazing. Now, the other thing that I saw lots of people doing is the shiny object syndrome. So they start one funnel and then they don't even make any money from it, and they start something else. So the fact that you have multiple funnels is, possible because you have nailed one. So I call it like, playing that game, the Jenga. It's like you keep putting things at the top, but if you don't have a strong foundation, eventually they're all gonna fall apart, right? And so that's what I teach people is like making sure that if you want to start another funnel, you have systems in place. It just sort of like goes smoothly so that you can start concentrating your energy somewhere else. Because if not, you go somewhere else, it's fine, but then all of this first funnel is gonna fall down.
Yes.
And that's what you've done. So what do you say about shiny object?
I definitely have shiny object syndrome, and I can still get it. And I feel like it's something that a lot of us do. And that's where you need a coach just to bring you back in line and keep remembering your why. Is this in alignment with my why? And if it's not, if it's off over to the side and it's a passion project, do it later. Like Francesca said, build the foundation, build the container, so then you can express and flow within it. And it will be a very natural progression, a very organic movement towards the life of your dreams, or the business of your dreams.
Absolutely. So what do you say about when people start up and they've just got this pricing that is super high because they've heard some business coaches saying you got to own your value, you're going to charge you a lot of money. So what do you think about high pricing at the beginning?
At the beginning, it depends what you do and how long you've been in the business. But to get started, for me, I just took your advice because I was charging quite a higher price, but I trusted in the process and I trusted what you told me. So I dropped my prices to follow the Boom model just to see, just to experience it. You're the expert, you know what you're doing, you've done what I want to do. So I did it and took all that information on board. So I just believe if you've got a coach and you trust them, then even if they tell you to do something, I question everything. Everything Francesca's told me to do, I question and I adapt and change. But she's the expert. She's done it before me, so I will do it and then make that decision. So, yeah, dropping the price, you've got to feel good with it. If you're trying to sell something that you don't feel is valuable, or you've just picked a price out of the air, you won't be able to convert people because you're not believing in it. So, yeah, it's probably different for each person, wherever they are at their funnel and their business. So for me, I just basically did what I told.
Yeah. So for you, what results have you got since you put your prices down? Then were you able to put them back up?
Yes. So that's what I did initially, is I put them down, because what that created was momentum and flow for people who didn't know me as well. And once they got a little bit of what I was offering, then, I was building rapport. They were getting shifts and changes instantly. They were infused into the community, and they valued what I had more. Can work the other way as well. So dropping the prices, more people flow in, and then if you get busier and busier, there's a system and a process to the whole lot. When you hit a certain amount, that's the metric. I can't even believe I'm talking in metrics. This is crazy. Crazy lady. Yeah, so when you hit that metric, and that's what you helped me do. When you get here, then that means we take it to the next level. Yes.
So this is where a lot of business owners we feel they come to us and they go, I can't get any clients. And we say, okay, well, how much are you charging? Oh, $2,000 for 4 sessions. And you just go, okay. So you charge $500 per session. And how many clients have you got that pays you? 0 or 1. And then you go, okay, hold on a second. What if you just put your prices down, right? Put your prices down and and then work out, start to have it as many people as possible, and then you're going to be able to work it up. Now, people say, oh, but if I do that, I won't be able to replace my income right now, so that means I'm never going to be able to leave a job. And I go, no. You're just thinking now the other way around, right?
Yeah.
Scarcity, exactly. So it's about the other way. So you put your prices down, you get, let's say that you put your price to $500 for 4 sessions for the first 10 people. I'm not saying to do it for everybody, but just for the first 10 people. That will give you $5,000 in your bank account right away. Like no payment option, just right away in your bank. Now that is gonna make you feel good because now you got money in your account. It's gonna make you feel confident because now you're working with 10 clients, so you are quite full, and you got testimonials and you got social proof and you got momentum that everything that you're doing works. So now you got the confidence to go higher. But you're not gonna go from $500 for 4 sessions to 2,000 for four
Yeah.
sessions. I don't suggest that. Just go a little bit higher and a little bit higher, like you have done, Diane. And that's what
Yep.
gives people that massive, massive social proof. But in the meantime, you get yourself your pay, you get your clients. Because if not, if you keep it at 2,000, you might get a client every 3 months. So now you're making
Yep.
2,000 for 3 months. Is that enough?
And it's where you are in your business. If you're sold out at $2,000, then it would be a different story. But if you're just starting out and like Francesca said, you're struggling, drop your prices and see what happens. It'll
Yeah.
build all that social proof, give you practice, make you feel valuable.
Yeah. And the thing is as well, sometimes people get the illusion to be fully booked with $2,000 because they have sold to the warm audience. They've sold to the neighbor, to the friend, to the parents,
Yeah.
to the people that know them, people that have been working with them, people that know their value. But then when you start to go into the cold market, then people are not going to be with you. They don't trust you enough to pay $2,000 for that.
That's a huge mistake. That's a huge mistake people make. And I
Yes.
even remember now saying that, me going through that as well, because I had a bit of a brand, I had a bit of a following, and exactly what you said, that's why I was resisting, because I was booked enough. And then you saying that, yeah, definitely reminded me that was the warm, but we had to go out and get more organic following and reach. So yeah, so important. Still learning. Look, guys, it's amazing.
Isn't it funny, Diane, how sometimes we learn something and we don't even, like, we forget why we do it, we just learn it, right? And it becomes second nature. But there is the strategy behind it that when we remind it is so crazy. Now, the other problem is that people do is the too low pricing. And that's what you were saying before about having the $40 here, $50 there, $30 here, and be attached to that, right? What does that do?
I just was working really hard. I was working really hard just to make enough to get by, and I was exhausted. And then I guess what that does too is it undermines or undervalues, just undervalues you and what you've got to offer the world.
Yeah, absolutely. Amazing. Now, you guys, are you watching this? I will love a bit of feedback, right? You guys watching this, are you feeling that that's your mistake? You've done it in the past? Tell us in the question box, in the webinar, and online. We would love to see you guys. Now, I wanted to close these. Okay, the people on my personal profile, I gotta go. You guys can join the webinar and watch us. There is still a few spots available in there. We've got maximum 100 people in there, so you can still join us in there. And I will say goodbye to you, the Mafians. I'm gonna stay on and let you watch the end of it. If you're watching from Facebook, then we'll be shut it down. All right, beautiful. So not enough trust built. Not enough trust built. That is something else that I think we already covered it. What do you think?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, well, I think we have. Okay, so we're gonna go to problem number 2, mistakes number 2. Okay, mistake number 2 is being invisible on social media. Now, you didn't really have this problem too much because you already have a little bit of a following, right? Oh,
I had a
maybe
bit of
not.
a following, but it wasn't really on social media.
Oh, tell me more.
So I was a personal trainer, and I'd personal trained from my home boutique gym for probably a couple of years before I started the Mafia. So I had a loyal local following of people that I tried to reach on social media, but I didn't know how. So I would bring them all together and we would have coffee dates and workouts, but I didn't even know how to build the people I had on social media.
That is
Yeah.
priceless. Right. So Diane McKendrick was invisible. You guys, this is like, fireworks. Diane McKendrick, like literally 14 months ago, was invisible. Shut the front door. No, more than 14 months ago, because it was September, October, November. 4 months. So 1 year and 4 months. So literally 16 months ago, you were invisible on social media. This is like blows my mind, right? So here we go. So using only business page. Were you making this mistake?
I don't even know what I was doing. I think I had a business page, but I didn't know how to use it. And one of the things that has always stuck with me out of everything that I've learned from you and through the Mafia was at the half-day workshop, you just explaining how Facebook worked. That was life-changing to me and for my business. And still to this day, after everything I've learned, I always go back to the basics and the simple things. How the business page works, how you utilize the personal page and how it all fits in together. I had no idea. I had a lot of content, I had a big heart. I was really good at what I did, but nobody knew me because I couldn't get my name out there. Literally, when you put something up and you made a joke and said only your mum likes it, I was like, my mum wasn't even liking it. She was just calling me to say you made a spelling error in that thing. And I was like, oh, okay, well, nobody else saw it, so it doesn't matter, does it?
I love it. We're getting people saying, loving this. Yes, she had no idea before. That's your sister, I think.
Oh, yay.
I love it. All right. So not using personal profile. So since you've been using the personal profile on Facebook, what has changed for you?
Oh, my life, everything. So now I have 5,000 friends. I have to consistently delete people all the time and get some people that are annoyed at me. But I'm like, if you're not interested, let me know. I'll take you off. And everyone's like, no, don't take me off. I want to see all your content. I want to see all your stuff. So the personal profile, I just didn't understand the algorithms. I didn't understand how it worked. So by not using it, I just was missing out on helping so many people. So many people were just missing the goodies. So yeah, there's a real art to it and it's not hard. You've just got to learn the rules basically.
Yeah, I love that. I love the fact that you're saying like using the personal profile. A lot of people got the resistance because they're making it about them. They're like, oh, it's personal Facebook is only for family. I don't want to do that. But the importance of it is the difference that you can make. You can reach more people. Yeah. So whatever it takes, you never have to do to reach more people. Tell me, I'll do it.
So I just heard you say that, and that reminded me because a lot of the people that I work with, I'm a life coach and I work with mummy entrepreneurs building their $6-figure $1 million business, whichever one you want, and let's just go to the top, right? So many people come to me and they say they don't want to use their personal profile or they want to have a separate personal profile. And my first question to you, if you're feeling like that, is what are you hiding? What are you hiding that everybody else can't see? Like, I probably wouldn't even have social media. I use it as a vehicle to help more people, to reach more people. So when you get a lot of clarity around, your goal and your why and your purpose, you use any vehicle out there available to you because it matters so much and you'll do what it takes to get there. So if you're really feeling this pull of, I don't want my mum or my dad, there's some things we can do to neutralize the charge on that for you, because if you want to get out there and do what I've done what Francesca's done and a handful of other people on this webinar and in the Mafia, you have to show up and you have to be seen and you can't be hiding anything because you'll get found out and it will come across in your message. So I am what you get, and I had to do some work around that because I feel like as a human, a lot of us feel like there's this fundamental flaw and we've all got skeletons in the closet, and what if somebody finds out this, that or the other? If they're not interested in your business, delete them.
Yeah, 100%. The thing is, a lot of moms, now you're a mom, right? A lot of moms tell me, oh, FM, you're not a mom, you don't get it. I don't want to have my kids on social media. I'm terrified that someone will, I don't know even what they're terrified about, because I'm going, if someone wants to do something to your kids, unfortunately nowadays they can find ways to find your kids regardless, right? So can you tell me, as a mom, I can't understand that because I'm not a mom, but I can see a lot of moms that are my colleagues and they have kids and they put them on social media. So what goes through your head when that happens?
Well, for me, it's always about anything in life, just making conscious decisions in the moment. And there was a little resistance initially to put it up only because of the fear-based stuff I had heard. But when I got into an abundant mindset and made it about other people and helping people, how can I help people? There's just not that space. There's not that space for any of that, that tightness or that constriction around it. If you don't want to put your kids on there, don't put them on there. I choose to, and you're going to have your own decision. But this is your business expanding will challenge you every step of the way. And that's why you've got good mentors and good community to help support you through that place. But as soon as I feel resistance to something, I go through the process of why. Why is that showing up for me? What am I trying to hide? I take personal responsibility for it. So if you're feeling like that, there's something deeper underneath it for you. And once we can, we've all had experience in the past, some things might have happened, but you can make decisions to share in really beautiful, tasteful ways and just have your boundaries around it.
So tell me a little bit about what happens when, now that you're using your Facebook personal profile, you have your kids in it. Why is this important for your business?
This is so important for my business because my kids are my why. And I'm a businesswoman and I'm very driven and I'm very focused, but I'm also a mum and I'm a mum first. So for me, I'm working with other mothers and I want them to see that your kids can be part of, it's the other way around. Not the kids can be part of the business, but I have set my whole life and business up around being available for my children. So that is, it's all like mutually exclusive. It all works together and it all weaves together really beautifully. But if I separate the two, then I feel like I'm separate from the two.
Yes, 100%. And do you feel like people will trust you even more by showing the kids and show that you're a mom and show that you have a heart? I love watching your videos about you, when Ismail come and like interrupt you and it's just so cute. I just love it. Like your Instagram stories.
It's real. It's real. When you have kids and I'm out here at night at 9 o'clock doing my live or setting up my mastermind or speaking to people overseas online, they come out and they need me. If I tried to hide that, it would be very stressful.
Yeah.
Whereas giving them a good word, they're in there with the nanny at the moment, and I gave them a good word to come out. But if they came out, I would give them a hug and I would send them back in. Whereas if I was trying to hide that, I would just constantly feel like this resistance and this separation, and then I'm not part of it. So the other thing for me is teaching my children to be like a leader and a master rather than consuming stuff. So then when we're giving the information out and I'm blogging little parts of our life because it's really helpful and it adds value to your life, they're getting the mindset of how about I share instead of consuming other people, like consume. How can I help someone else? How can my life or what I do reach out and reach more people? So teaching them that at a young age as well.
Powerful, very powerful. Roger is saying, Facebook delivered me 100 new clients in 2019. It's essential for business. Wow. Roger is one of the mafians. Yeah, he's one of the mafians, and he is like so on top of it, and he's an accountant and he's smashing it. And so that is what happens when you start to use your personal profile. It's just priceless. And if I could just say to people, like, just really try it before you push it away, because it's amazing. So I think we covered what people are going to think about your Facebook. What about
just so you know, before we move on, there will always be someone that's upset with you. Get ready for that. There will always be someone that disagrees with what you put up, and you have to find a way to neutralize that charge or that feeling before you move forward. And the bigger you get, the more friends you get, the more, so just get ready for that. Expect it, and we'll work through it.
Absolutely. So in here, I think we'll cover some of them. I think from the next slide, I just put them all up so that we can just make sure that we cover them, because I think we just passionate about it and we just talk about it without even following what it is there. But it doesn't matter because the content is coming out anyway, right? So what about friends and family? What they're going to think? Can you cover a bit of that? Were you worried about that at all?
Yeah, of course. And sometimes I still worry because I have a huge commitment to growth mindset, which means I change who I am every single day. And something that I was 100% certain about yesterday, I will think and feel differently about. So the people closest to me are constantly meeting a different version of me. So I was worried about criticism. I was worried about being rejected. I was worried about being bullied. I was worried about being disowned. I was worried about disappointing my parents. I was worried about, there were so many things about friends and family, and it's the close ones that usually hurt the most. So I just had to sit with that. And there's a few things that I did that just made it bigger than what someone thought. Like everything I do comes from love. whatever I offer, any kind of content, Francesca, I know you're the same. It doesn't mean that in 5 years' time I'm going to be sprouting the same story. I'll be look back and go, who was that woman? She thought she was so profound and wise and knew all this information. Like, oh my gosh, 5 years' time, right? But I just got this stuff that I want to share that's worked for me, and I share it with love. And if somebody disagrees with it, somebody thinks I'm a fool, someone thinks whatever, I've just got to understand that that's their stuff. If I take it on board, I take personal responsibility for whatever I offer. If they say something to me and I'm charged to it, I'll do the work. If they say it and it's just their stuff, I'll just send love back to them. But yeah, it happens. So get ready for it. And there's some stuff that you do that Francesca and myself can help you with to navigate all that feeling, because I think this is the stuff that's not talked about in business enough. It's just left to go under the surface, and then you're like a duck on the top of this, like the duck going across the water with the feet going like this underneath, because it's all the mindset stuff and these massive jumps that you need to make emotionally, like every single moment of every single day. Like some of my days I'm like, what, just I feel like I've run a marathon because of the emotional ups and downs, like the celebrations, and then through the floor, and oh God, here we are again. But I'm committed to it because it's not about me, it's about you. It's like, what do I need to do to get more out there?
How have you learned to be consistent on your social media? Because when you first started working in the mafia, you were not consistent on social media. So how have you learned how to do that?
I set rituals around it. And I question every day what's needed. I just don't get into a habit. I set a ritual, and then I question every day, and I sit with who needs to hear what, where am I speaking. I'm actually a lot more strategic than I had any realization that I was. But I think because of how organized and the processes, it's given me space to think of strategy, like, and not strategy in the sense of like getting people, strategy in the sense of who needs this information right now, and how can I get that out in the most, leverage my time, leverage the community. And that's how I'm consistent. I just sit every day and have a ritual around it, but feel into who needs what and where. And then some days it doesn't work, but most it does.
So, and that's something that a lot of people find very overwhelming, right? The consistency side of it. I'm gonna, keep up with it. People, when they think, oh my goodness, I'm gonna have followers, that a lot of times sabotage it because they don't know how they're gonna keep it up. I'm gonna let them down. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough content. I'm gonna have enough time. So if that's you, like, understand that, with the strategy in place, with real procedures and processes behind it, you're gonna be able to follow it. It's quite simple.
Yes.
Once you know how.
Yes. Once you're shown, you just do it.
Yeah. So I wanted to share with you guys that Diane is one of the first Mafians, well, probably about number 10 or maybe 8 to go from invisible to invincible in the journey. But Diane is one of the people that done it the shortest amount of time, because she's really, really focused on following the strategies and really making it happen. So if you haven't seen the invisible to invincible journey, every level is got a reason, and what does it mean and why are you there, mindset wise, in the system, on Facebook. And so invisible, I say just quickly and briefly, I'm going to cover it for you guys so that you can follow when we talk about what does that mean. So invisible is when you post on social media and nobody likes it. Your mom doesn't like it, all the people, it's just maybe your sister will like it, right? So it's just so consuming in your energy and in your, it's just so exhausting and so frustrating that a lot of people give up, right? Invisible is when you have no following whatsoever and nobody's liking your stuff. So you just think, either my clients are not here or I'm not good at this, right? Active is when you're active very inconsistently. So you're active a lot for a week and then you're disactive for 3 weeks, and then you're active for 2 weeks and then you're not active for 4 months. And the active, it doesn't bring you anywhere. So you're pretty much invisible. You're just visible for like a week and then you disappear again. Established is when you actually started to get momentum and started to get following and started to get engagement, and it's a really exciting place to be, but you're not making no money from Facebook. You're getting all this engagement and you go, I don't know if this works, I'm gonna give up, I'm stopping this is stupid. And that's when people are established. I see so many people that go to a different business coach and they go, no, switch off, take Facebook off your computers, take Facebook off your phones, undo, just leave all these groups. And you go like, oh my dear Lord, don't do that. Then it means you're allowing social media to manage your day instead of you managing social media, right? Don't let social media take over. Just find ways for you to work on social media when you want and close it down when you don't. And so that you can leverage from it without having to hide from it, disappear from it, and cancel everything. Oh, dear goodness. So a lot of people stay in established and then they either cancel everything and disappear, or they go into empowered. If you go to empower, that means that you start to get clients, you start to get inquiries, you start to get momentum, and it's quite a good place to be. But being just a one-man band, you lose momentum every time you look after and deliver some content to your clients. So we need to find a way here for you to have a virtual assistant, someone that can help you to maintain the momentum while you are doing other stuff. And then we go to Invincible, which is where Diane is at now, where no matter what you do, you got following, you got momentum, you got clients, you get people that want to buy everything you put out there. That's how when you get to Invincible, you can have different type of funnels because they're all strong enough because of your following. How was your journey from Invisible to Invincible, Diane? Which one was the hardest part for you?
They all had different, yeah, they're just all different. And the thing is, when you think it's not working, it's a bit like pregnancy or labor, right? Just when you think you can't go anymore and you can't do it anymore, you're just about to break through. So don't go see another coach, don't go seek another way, just stay with it and keep going, and you'll bust through. You'll come out the other side of it and you'll be so glad you did.
Yeah.
So let me say that again. Just when you think you can't make it, keep going, because the finish, or not the finish, but the bust through is just on the other side of that.
Yeah, love it. And also in the Invincible, you haven't made it, because when you get to Invincible, it's now time for you to start a different type of funnel. So you're pretty much going back. You're going back to establish. You now go, oh, wow, now I've got nothing to sell. I'm creating this new thing. It's all starting again. So
it's so funny, because when you were explaining it and you said I was invincible, I'm like, I actually feel like I'm back at being like invisible active, because I'm starting a whole new process. Yeah. And then I was like, I caught myself and I was like, no, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. So it's normal, right? You as business owners, we are people that will love the next challenge. So if there wasn't a next level, you'd be like bored. And so we either on purpose sabotage it and we go back to, so we break everything we're doing and we go back to Invisible so that we can do that, all that difficult stuff again, or we start another funnel so that we can go in the hard bits again, right? Because we love that. That's what we thrive. That's what we love. Okay, number 3, trying to do it all alone. Now I'm gonna put all these ones up so that we can go through them. So tell me more. Copying people online, not be willing to invest and expect others to invest in you. Tell me which one that resonates most with you, and we can talk about it. Not being humble enough, work with people that have no actual results, or not being willing to take the risks. Let's start with the copying people online. How many people have you seen doing that?
Yeah, lots of people.
I don't think you've done that.
No, I just look at, because I don't consume a lot, because I don't have time, but I just look at, I have a few people I admire, like I would have looked at your stuff and seen what's working, and then just take what feels good and just change it, add my essence to it, but never compare. Like, don't compare yourself, because you're a different person. So yeah, just the collaborating and working with people. I feel like another big mistake that people make is not being willing to invest. If you're not willing to invest in yourself, then how can you expect somebody to invest in you? So working together in the roundabout sense as well. So you've got to invest in yourself and share that part of yourself and be coachable to be a coach as well. So trying to do it all.
Isn't it? A lot of people say that. A lot of people, they're just going, I don't understand. I got all these clients, I got all these calls, and nobody wanted to invest. And we're like, well, you have limiting beliefs, and so you're manifesting it into your clients. So you need to work on your own limiting beliefs for you to be able to attract different type of people into your audience, 100%. So not being humble enough to go and learn from someone. This is something that you have been always so humble to be open to learn more. And you don't just go, I know it all, I've learned it all, see you later. You
More,
always,
more, all the time. Like even if someone says something that I don't agree with, I just question it. Even if, I pick my mentors, but even if somebody wasn't my mentor and it spiked in me, I just ask, well, why am I feeling that way? How can I learn from that? How can I grow from that? How can I share that? So, yeah, I think that is a lot of entrepreneurs. I mean, I've heard this before because we have done a lot of personal development, but I've
yeah,
heard it again, and for a reason. What else can I take from this? So yeah,
yeah,
being humble and probably part of why I have been so successful, because I never pedestal myself, and I aim not to pedestal other people as well, because I realize we're all just doing our best, and
we all
we're all
human.
going on. Yeah, we're all going on the same journey, and I think it's important just to continually learn from people of all cultures and spaces. And I feel like for me, I haven't had to do it on my own as well. Probably 6 to 8 months through the journey, my sister jumped on board as well, and she'd been there in a support role for me as well. So being humble enough to ask for help, if that's the way you say it, like ask people for help and receive help. A lot of females I don't know about what you dudes are like, but we don't ask for help. We try and do it all on our own. And
Yeah,
if you're going to work with somebody and you're doing it on your own, or you're following someone because they've got a huge following, but they're not monetizing it, or they're not making an impact, they're not getting the results, that's a tricky one you've got to watch as well, because perception on Facebook can be quite deceitful, and you want to make sure you fully align with that person before you work with them and they're getting the results that they say they are. So
yeah,
yeah, to ask for help, watch people closely, don't compare yourself. Like, I'm not saying don't compare yourself and feel not good enough. I compare up. I look and go, what that person's doing, and I get inspired by it instead of going, oh, look at her and she's doing that. That's like a low vibration. I'd be inspired by and go, oh, that woman just did that, and how can I do something similar, and how can I help others get up there and do whatever their dreams and wishes are. Like, there's no amount of money you can pay me to get that feeling when I see someone drop back in and live their dream and just come back to their body and get that spark and their fire in their eye. That's why I do what I do, and I feel like
love it.
you can't do that on your own. You need people around you to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, we got to be able to take in risk. A lot of time we just want to be in business and we're not willing to take risk. You're never going to be able to achieve everything you want to achieve if you don't take massive risks. Now, we have some more comments in here before I go through 4 and 5. Do you use the shop part of Facebook, or is it only from pages? It's from the personal profile, Wayne. We don't really use that. So not work on your mindset enough. Now, you love mindset as much as I do, and here we have spoken about staying in scarcity. A lot of people, they want to do something, but they're not willing to put all the eggs into the basket, right? And they go, I'm not investing, I can't afford it, there's not enough. So tell me, how do you overcome your scarcity mindset?
So scarcity mindset. A wise woman once told me that your business is a 3D printout of your thoughts. And my belief is not just your business, but your body, your relationships, everything, every outcome in your life is what's going on up here. So I'm so committed. If I'm recognizing scarcity patterns, I need to change them, because if you are in scarcity, you create scarcity. So working on that mindset to create a solid abundance. And I still have to do it, guys, every single day. That's why I put myself in and around people who are abundant in all areas of their life, because it matters to me. So yeah, you just don't wake up and have it one day. You continue to work on it. Being greedy, like going for like, what did you have to say?
How many people they expect, they know that if they want to be fit, they have to go to the gym, more than once a week.
Yes.
And business, they just expect that, a lot of people ask me that. They go, how much time do I have to spend on my Facebook? And I'm like, okay, so how much time do you have to spend at the gym if you want to get fit? Like, you can't do it once a week. You can't do it twice a week. You can't do it 3 times a week. You gotta go a little bit more than that. You gotta go 4 or 5 times a week to get a routine, to get momentum. And it doesn't need to be all the time the same. You don't have to have hard exercise 5 times a week, 6 times a week, but you need to do some sort of exercise every day. A little walk, a little something, right? So a little post on Facebook or a long one, whatever it is, but something you gotta do daily.
Yes. Yes. So the next one here is also not giving enough or being greedy. Like I've come to business with the mindset, and I think it's what it's served me, but it doesn't really matter because it's what feels right. Is I come to every interaction with what can I give before what can I get. And the mafia is the first place outside in the business land that I found that people genuinely come to an interaction and they want to help you. So I always do that, and you'll notice that about the community and myself. If everybody does that, it's a much nicer place to be. Come to the interaction, go, what can I give rather what can I get, rather than walking up with a business card and sticking it in someone's face. That's how you build solid relationships. And like I said, it feels so much better to help someone than to take something. So yeah, that's really important in all areas of your life.
Absolutely, I totally agree. Now, the number 5 is not being organized and plan ahead. Be all over the place, start late, finish late, not respecting people's time, not being prepared. That is something that a lot of people are doing. What do you think? Which one of those were your mistakes?
I was probably all of them. So yeah, I was all of them. And I've learnt the hard way. Like now I set really clear boundaries, and I think it's important for you to respect your own boundaries. If you respect your own boundaries, you also respect other people's boundaries. And yeah, just allocate time to it. Allocate time to it and do what you say you're going to do. Always under promise, over deliver as well, which is important. Don't tell people you're going to do stuff if you don't do it. And I feel like a lot of us that we're working with are growth mindset. So we try and bite off more than we can chew and just keep chewing. So just be really mindful of what you're saying yes to. And I must admit, I'm not the most organized person in the world, but I ask for help and I do the best that I can. And the other thing here is I'll tell you this because I think it would be helpful. Francesca goes a million miles an hour and wants everything done yesterday, and I can have some of those tendencies as well. It's how stuff gets done for me. But what I realized is Francesca doesn't have children. I have 2 little kids and my husband works away. So I took what she gave me, and the overachiever in my mind always wanted to do one more because I was an athlete. I was raised like that. But I recognized and realized in this journey, and I say this for all the parents out there, that I had to take what she was giving me and just let go of the ego and the overachieving attitude and go, what's realistic and sustainable for me right now? Because if I overpromise, I'm not going to get any of it done. So here's an example in the Boom model. Most of you know about that. Francesca says call 10 people a day, and I was like just trying to get in there and do 11. I was like, this is not realistic and it's certainly not sustainable. So I made a conscious decision to drop back to 5, but would commit to that. And when you do that for yourself, then you hold your boundaries with other people as well. So I'd make the 5. And then if I had time, but I had to be okay with that. So if you're an overachiever and you want to push that little bit further, know that you can take and refine and tweak what the mafia gives you and insert it into your lifestyle. So like nearly pains my heart to have to say that because I want to be like, yeah, they're doing one more. Yeah, it's such a part of my personality. But
we always have to learn and adjust to our lifestyle, to what we can do. And the thing is, we need to organize ahead and know what you're going for. So if I told you to do 5 per day, you probably would have dropped down, not you, but most people would have dropped down to 2 or to something like that. So the reason why we put a higher standard so that people will have a little bit less. That is always that way. The business, the mindset of people is, okay, I'm not gonna do the whole thing. Like, if people say don't eat pasta at all during the week, you will have once, right? You'll have a cheat day, right? So
I wouldn't.
Because you're an overachiever, but most people would actually have that mindset of going, if one day I'm gonna do nothing, and so because you know that, then you gotta tell your clients to do a little bit more, so if you do a little bit less, they're still gonna get results, right?
That's a good tip. I'm gonna take that.
You'll like it. All right, so here we go, you guys. We have 2 choices all the time, right? We can do it on our own, and we can go through the obstacles and trying to work it out, to have the headaches, or you can have just a quite smoother way. There's still little bumps on the way. The road is still not fully straight, and you still have to make your mistakes to learn from it, but you can always do that. And so you can do it alone, or you can get a guidance from an expert. And I am more than happy to announce that we have created a brand new mastermind where we're going to show you how you can get started in this journey. Obviously, if then you want all the systems and everything that we teach in the Mafia, you want the support that we give in the Mafia, and you want to come to the workshops and you want to get your hands dirty, then you obviously the Mafia will be the best place for you to be. But the mastermind is where we're going to work on your personal branding strategies, on your organic social media strategies, so we can actually start to get some hot leads from your Facebook and create content that converts into clients, so that we can also work on your money mindset and some sales to make sure that you actually close those people. So how do we deliver that? We do a one live Zoom call with me each month, where I will be joining and giving content every single month. I will be uploading new videos every single month into a membership site, and I will do a live challenge every month. There will be 5 days in a row. You get a new workbook every single month and actionable steps for you to follow, and a secret Facebook group and with all the masterminders. Plus, I'm going to give you also a bonus from Invisible to Invisible test. All of that is saving you thousands and thousands of dollars on trying to figure it out by yourself and using your social media engagement. Sorry, how much is using your social media low engagement costing you right now? All this trial and error, all this guessing, all you trying to lots of time trying to figure out what to do, what these people that have been successful are doing. Thousands of dollars not in your bank account and wasted. So I just wanted to let you all know, as an EAM mastermind, you are on a treat here for $97 a month, and there's no locking contracts. You can cancel anytime as long as you give us 30 days notice. And if you cancel though within 12 months, you cannot re-sign up. Sorry, you can cancel, you cannot sign up for another 12 months, because obviously we want to make sure that people that cancel, they are committed to the decision. So we start officially on the 3rd of February, which I am so excited, and I would like all of you guys to let me know if you are interested. Now I have a special for anybody that is interested and having a look at the mastermind for the first month. So if you're interested to know what this mastermind look like, and you want to have a look at it and you want to check it out for a really cool price, I want you guys to say me in the question box, and as I say goodbye to Diane, then I will give you what is this deal. Fantastic. We've got some people saying me, which is fantastic. And in the meantime, I'm gonna thank Diane so much for joining me today. It's been fantastic to have you here. We were live in the Mafia Academy as well, so all the Mafians can watch this back and go, all right, if Diane has done it, she went from invisible to invincible, I am sure that I can do it too. And if anybody out there wants to be joining the mastermind, I'm sure that you guys can also get your amazing journey from invisible to invincible. Thank you so much for everybody that's saying me. I love it. We're gonna give you the discount in a second. Diane, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining me and spending your time with me. How can people find you?
So you can find me on Facebook, Diane McKendrick. Also, you can look up my website, www.dianemckendrick.com. And I'm also on Instagram, Diane McKendrick. So I'd also like to offer a gift for everybody on the call today. So if anybody wanted half an hour free with me, write down in Francesca in the thing, and let's go the first 10. The first 10 people to take action can have half an hour free with me as well. So
beautiful.
Yeah.
Amazing. Check this out. So let's have a look how many people are here going for it. I would definitely go for it if I were you guys. Diane has been one of the most amazing clients. She just put everything in place, and I'm so excited to have you part of this. Thank you so much, Diane. And I'm sure that if you're watching this back and you wonder if your discounts are valid for you, just message me or Diane privately on Facebook, and I'm sure, tell us where you watch this from, and I'm sure that we can find some sort of deal for you as well. Right?
Beautiful. See you later.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody. I'll see you next time. Thank you, Diane. Bye.